This lesson is about the merge command, and we'll look at how you put that into Python. Remember, when you do a merge, you're taking objects that are similar to each other and pushing them together so that we end up having one geography instead of maybe 3 or 5 or 7 different geographies. So for example, it would be taking county boundary files and pushing them together to form maybe a 5-county region. We would not be able to push together things like census tract boundaries for a county and just the county outline, the county boundary. They need to be similar items that we're merging together. So when we do the merge, so let's just remind ourselves that this is merge. When we do the merge, we've got obviously our comments that we've been doing before. Like we've also done before, we've got our import of ArcPy and setting the environment, and we then set the environment to be in the KY1 geodatabase, and so that's where all our data is going to come from. It's going to come out of the KY geodatabase, KY1 geodatabase. We need to create a list variable, and so you can see I've added 3 items in my list variable. Those items must be in the geodatabase. If those items are not in the geodatabase, then this will not work properly. And then the merge is a single command. So here's our merge command. It's in the management area, and it works off of this list. So we have our list variable. I've named it list county. That corresponds again to the name over here, list county. So that is a list variable. And then all we have on this command is an output location. Again, the output location is going to be stored back into the geodatabase. So this is a new feature class file that's going to be created, and it's going to go back into our environmental workspace. So that's all there is to the merge command. The key to this is that you have a list of items that you are going to merge together into a single geographical entity. We're going to look at another way of doing this that's a little bit different. It's got the same concept of actually doing multiple merges and also using variables in the naming convention. So let's switch to a different slide and discuss that. All right. So this is another script doing a merge again, and again the information is going to be in the KY1 geodatabase. The components to the top is the same as the components that we had before. We have a new variable called underscore census. Notice the little underscore, but we cannot use spaces in the name. So then we create our list census, another variable. This is a list variable, and notice we've said it's going to be KY Jefferson plus what's stored in the census variable. So the ending result will be KY underscore Jefferson underscore census once that variable's information is placed here. And the same has been done for each of the other component parts. We've done that so that you can use simple naming convention and have variables and not have to type everything out each time. So for this example, it probably doesn't make any sense to do this because the word census and underscore census are basically the same length. But if they were different lengths that you're typing and things like that, or we name the variable much simpler, then it makes sense. We have a second list here, and this second list is just the county names. So you can see what we have here is a set of feature class files that are county boundaries, and then we have census tract boundaries in the same counties. And then we do 2 separate merge commands. This could be in some type of a loop, but for this case we didn't make it any more complicated. We do 2 separate merge commands. One's list county, that's the list here, and the other one's list census, which is the list up above. And we then name them appropriately, and we end up with 2 merged areas for the same geographical region. So A slightly different way of doing it. Both ways are good to use, and it just depends on what your application is.